Anyone who has taken a look at the lore of the war-themed hat simulator game Team Fortress 2 will know that it's quite unhinged. With robot armies that run on money roaming around, Demon giving birth to haunted eyeball monsters multiple times, magic coexisting with science, and don't even get me started with what Lecture Valley did. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Abraham Lincoln. He's both a president of the USA and one of the original mercenaries. Which is not impossible. Abe has about 10 years for that. But then there's his death. For some reason, he has two. One is from an unsuccessful rocket jump attempt up his prototype staircase at Ford's Theater. And another is from getting shot by a member of Batman's rogue gallery. How could this be? Well, we have several theories as to how it's possible. So without further ado. Number 1. He had a dead ringer. Timeline-wise it's possible, Australia became the most technologically advanced country just in time for Abe to buy one. Maybe it was a gift from a samurai. Or maybe Abe was meant to use it as part of a sponsorship. It would be nice, but with further inspection. This probability is unlikely. If Abe did use it, then the advertisement for the dead ringer would have mentioned it. But the dead ringer and cloak and dagger are listed as item number 3459, so they might not have existed back then. Which is fair, the Australians would have considered them the tools of a coward anyway. And Frisk is mentioned instead, which kind of makes sense considering how we can see Australia in the background during the pacifist ending. But that's off topic. Not to mention, Abe is meant to be the original Pyro. So him using something exclusive to the spy would be pretty weird. Even if it's meant to be a reference to the randomizer mod. That's not how randomizer mods work. On a side note, I love how Spy circles it, writes perfect, and then proceeds to never use it after he bought it. Capitalism at its finest. But on to the next theory. Number 2. Imposter among us. What if the Abe we see on the original mercenary team is a mere impersonator? Sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, the soldier is also an American enthusiast. It's entirely possible that there was another American enthusiast who had gone crazy from the high of patriotism working for the same individual. This part is pure speculation. When Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery in America, the administrator wasn't a fan of that. So she gets this bright idea to have imposter Abe assassinate the real Abe and then make slavery legal again. But he doesn't want to do it, so he betrays her and goes to help the real Abe because he's a patriot who will not tolerate slaves being a thing in the land of the free. So the administrator had to get John Wilkes Booth to do it instead because she can't afford to operate without slaves. So fake Abe got obliterated by a rigged rocket, and the real Abe got shot. And John Booth ended up getting pinned by bilious hail while people took turns shooting him. None the wiser to the true mastermind. But unfortunately, Abe's death did not result in slavery becoming legal again. So she has to settle with the creation of an all-new, progressive task force made entirely of minor attracted people and more. Which is known by everyone as the Messengers. Wow, I went a bit too far with this one. Let's just move on to the next theory. Number 3, Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. In The Naked and the Dead, Medic revealed that the Monoculus have 8 brothers and or sisters. Each with its own unique abilities. One of them was mentioned to have the ability to time travel. Sure, it used said ability to try to become their biological parent. But to be able to reliably use this ability, the thing must have done some practice beforehand. So what if Abraham Lincoln was one of the subjects chosen for practice? Maybe it only looked like he failed the jump when in reality he got transported through time. Where he has to go on an adventure with folks from the future to set things right again. Maybe he even learns of his ultimate fate, which he accepts for the sake of the timeline. Not gonna lie, this adventure would be so cool to watch unfold. Now I'm kind of sad that Valve never expanded upon the alias Octo Oculus, how wasteful. But with that out of the way, we reach the fourth and final one. So maybe sit down, as some might find this controversial. Number 4. It was all in his head. As everyone already knows, the soldier has a rather warped understanding of history. So what if the story of Abraham Lincoln rocket jumping and inventing stairs was only created so that the soldier would stop threatening the bookstores? It would explain this coin incorrectly labeling Abe as the inventor of the rocket jump when it was actually Shakespeareicals. Bidwell probably misheard soldier and it led to the coin having the wrong label. If you think about it, maybe the advertisements were all fabricated specifically to cater to the target audience. Man Company is not exactly known for reliability. It should also be known that the soldier has yet to be seen rocket jumping in any of the comics. I can understand Spy not using the dead ringer, but why exclude the blast jump? Unless it was never canon. Oh my. I am so receiving threatening letters. But anyways, that's the 4 theories I have on how Abraham Lincoln died twice. Will we get the final comic? Will I receive death threats for daring to suggest that rocket jumping isn't really canon? Only time will tell. But if anyone has a TF2 lore question, put it in the comments and I'll see what I can do.